Ah, stunning. Shala Akingbola. And if you could hear what was going on in the studio, well, don't worry. You don't need to be jealous because you will be getting a live session as well in a moment. So our live in London guest is Shala Akingbola. He has so many accolades to his name, including receiving the Best Film and TV Score BMI Award for 2 years running for his work on the popular sitcom Bob Hart's Abbey Shola. And if be many reasons for that, but he's also the world class percussionist with Jumoké, and he has a new album called How Should I? We've said hello, but once again, welcome along to the program. And seemed like you were enjoying during that performance. You had your musicians around you jamming along. How was
Yeah,
that for you? Because I
it's
loved
just
it.
yeah. This is what we have here now is the real kind of essentials of the instrumentation, and it sounds amazing just to hear just the four of us bring it to life in a slightly different way.
Mm. So it's the four of you bringing this track to life just now. But of course, we had the full recording there as well. So, how many musicians are you normally surrounded by for this particular project?
8.
Eight.
Mm.
Okay, so who don't we have?
We don't have another percussionist. We don't have guitar. We don't have two backing vocalists.
And yet it felt so full.
See, and there you go. Less is more. I don't mean to put people out of jobs, but we're just experimenting.
Okay, so you told us a little bit about Touch My Soul, but talk to us about this project overall. How has it been coming to the fore?
Yeah, it's been a long time coming. I've always wanted to explore my musical ideas, i.e., the things that I bring to the Jamiroquai table, in a different way, and I've always felt that there needed to be a kind of UK African sound to come out of the UK. I mean, it's happening now, but I remember speaking to someone that, I mean, I'm a bit older than most people, but there used to be a band called Osibisa
Mm-hmm.
here, and I remember thinking that since Osibisa, there hasn't been a band from the UK,
Mm-hmm.
that there's a kind of continuation of that
Right.
as musicians and arrangers and songwriters. I mean, what we have now is wonderful with Stormzy and Little Sims and Skepta and everybody and Parcelu, but actual bands.
Mm-hmm.
So I've always, it's that thing, Toni Morrison, the writer, said, if there's a story that you're not hearing or you're not seeing, you need to be the one to write the story.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought, okay, let's do it. So I had a long relationship with Kwame Yaboa, who's the musical director, Will Fry on percussion, Lawrence Insula on bass, Rob Wilkes, producer. So we really have spent a long time experimenting with sounds and grooves and different studios. So it's taken a while. It's taken a good few years.
And talk to us about what you're saying on the record as well.
Yeah, the album, How Should I? I think it's a question for everybody.
Mm.
And I don't want to lead people. I think it's a thing for everyone to ask themselves, how should I, what? What is the thing that deeply preoccupies you, that you deeply attend to? And that's the question, is that.
Mm. So then, when you are writing songs and you are answering that question in a number of ways on your music, in your music, and through the lyrics, how does that make you feel? Because oftentimes I'll have people sitting in front of me and they're writing songs which offer it is cathartic in a way. It offers a level of that. Is there elements of that for what you have been doing as well on this?
Definitely,
album?
definitely. Sometimes as well, or for me, I'm not sure what I'm trying to work out until it's finished.
Mm.
Then you suddenly realize, oh, I thought it was this, but actually it's this. So I think it's the process is what's really, really enjoyable and challenging.
Mm-hmm. Now, of course, you mentioned there about the the music scene and some of the gaps within the music scene, and you wanting to make sure that you're filling, if you don't see it, be it. And so, what sort of reception has that had? Because you are a prolific musician yourself. You're well known. You mentioned, and we both mentioned Jamiroquai then. So, how has it been received when people know that this is you now stepping out and doing this music and this project?
It's been really positive.
Mm.
Everybody's been really encouraging and supportive, and you know, wow, Sola, you know, we love this sound. We didn't know you could write. We didn't know you could sing.
Yeah. Because I mean, because I've, you know, I've followed your work and I've known you as part of Jumoké for a number of years. And so when I did watch your video, walking across to Abbey Road Studios and getting on the mic, and I have to say I was kind of surprised as well. But what a voice! And we've just heard it there. So yeah, just talk about that, about a bit more about that reception.
Yeah, the voice thing is the most vulnerable part of us, isn't it? You know, our voices. So I felt the need to step into that space. Kwame always used to say to me, Sola, you have to sing. There's no point in getting somebody else to sing. You have to do it. So it's also stepping out of that comfort zone of, you know, being behind somebody else and having to come to the front. But come to the front and lead, or not just lead, but open that space for other things to come through. So it feels like that. And yeah, I'm growing in confidence.
I love it. Wow. You have done this album in two parts.
Yes.
Why? And tell us about that.
It's like a feast. It's like a lovely feast, and I wanted to kind of offer people the first part, the appetizer, and then the full-on main meal should be coming very soon. And it's heavy music. You know, people are going to get drunk on it.
Yeah. And I guess when you've got a lot of music to put out there, you know, it is a way of kind of offering it up so that people can digest it. I think we live in a world now where
Everything is so quick.
So quick.
Yeah.
So quick. So I guess that was part of the thinking.
Yeah, definitely, definitely.
And talk to us then about recording your music at Abbey Road Studios, because it's the place that so many people want to perform and record.
Yeah, I mean, that was an amazing situation, meeting Spencer Hudson, a filmmaker, and because I was looking at, I want to film something in Abbey Road, and we put this together really quickly at the end of December 2023. Spencer just knew someone that was working at Abbey Road, said, look, Shala, we can get it in January if you're ready to go. So it was that thing of, okay, let's go, let's hit 2024 and go. And actually, we haven't stopped. I mean, it was a wonderful experience, incredible room, Studio 2, you know, the whole history and, you know, the feeling and ambience in the space is absolutely incredible. And it's that thing of being engaged to those historical things that set a fantastic standard. Yeah. And you want to be part of those kind of things. So it was a real pleasure.
I've got to ask you about Jumoké, because you are the guy that puts the groove in Jumoké. I mean, gosh, so many huge hits over the years. How has that been for you, being part of you know, one of the biggest bands that has come out of the UK?
Oh, life-changing, life-changing, life-changing. I say to everybody, Jumoké, Jason K is one of the most important people in my life in terms of transforming my way of being and transforming the way that I saw the world, and also, you know, how we approach music and how we play together and how we think about music. Jumoké has been incredibly powerful and influential. And again, you know, it's one of the bands, one of the great bands out of the UK. You know, very funky dude from Ealing. I mean, there's nobody funky like Jay in this country. So it's always been it's always a real pleasure to get on stage with the band, and when we start, I mean, it's magical.
Yeah. And Jumoké very much still together.
Absolutely, absolutely. They're rocking in the studio at the moment, working on a new album.
Okay, so we will hear more from them, but right now it is all about Sola Akingbola and your music and your project. So we're going to hear another track. We're going to hear a live performance from you. So tell us about the track that we're going to be hearing.
This track is called Every Day. And this track really is homage to my parents. It's to my parents. They came from Nigeria in the 60s with big ideas, big plans. Things didn't quite work out, but yeah, it's to really honor them.
Okay, well, I love it. We're going to be listening to your every word.